My God, how do you feel? Me as a boxing fan, a hardcore boxing fan, feel like I have so much weight off of my shoulders, because even now there's still people that cannot believe that it's actually really happening. There are people saying Mayweather's going to get injured or something in camp. Like, they just do not believe. But guess what? 47-0 with 26 KOs, 45 have tried, 45 have failed. Individuals. WBA Super World, WBC Ring Magazine champion in 2 divisions, 147 and 154 pounds, is taking the toughest test at 34 years old in just 3 days of his career. 38 years old, just 3 days of his career. You have to look at what's there, and you have to say to yourself, listen, it's happening. There's no rematch clause, and what we're going to do is we're going to start talking about the news. We're going to talk about, like, it's my strong suit. So let's talk about the fight. It's going to be in the MGM Grand, Las Vegas, Nevada. Top Rank, they wanted to have basically an auction for the fight, and they wanted it to be in Dallas Cowboy Stadium. But Floyd Mayweather wants to fight in the MGM Grand. MGM Grand seats under 19,000. And I told people quite some time ago, I said, listen, what's going to happen is the promoters are going to buy up all the tickets, and then they're going to resell them at like this crazy amount. And this was even on my Facebook page, because they're trying to reach $50 million plus at the gate. So, and understand me, it's a common practice. Promoters do this. It's a common practice. They'll release the tickets, then they'll buy them all up, and then sell them, at some crazy amounts. They may not be selling them themselves, but they have, companies to do that for them. So right now, to get into the building and be way up in the nosebleeds, it's like 5,000 or some old crazy shit like that. Hotels. MGM Grand still has rooms. Yes. Penthouse. And the rooms that have been reserved for the block of media. Plane tickets. Going to be very expensive. But let's talk about the actual event itself. So it's going to be on pay-per-view. It's going to be $89.95. That's the number that's out there right now for standard definition. And of course, it's going to be higher for high definition. Now, Showtime is going to be running the show. However, when it comes to commentary, I'm talking about play-by-play, it's going to be Jim Lampley, Al Bernstein, and Roy Jones Jr. You're going to have Paulie Malignaggi and James Brown doing like a pre-show, and then you're going to have Max Kellerman and Jim Gray doing like the locker room stuff. Now, as far as All Access and 24/7, that's still somewhat up in the air, but as it stands right now, like it was released by a colleague, Jay, he is an admin on my Light page. We've been talking about this for quite some time. So there's going to be an hour special for Manny Pacquiao, an hour special for Floyd Mayweather. Now, you're thinking to yourself, why not HBO 24/7? Why not Showtime? Why not All Access? Well, the reason why is because if you were to do it, now remember, this is a massive deal. People wanted to know all the details and why it wasn't done, everything like that. Yes, you can know that Floyd Mayweather is fighting Manny Pacquiao like I have, but at the same time, to get the fight done, all that paperwork and everything that has to be done to the point where it's not in HBO's best interest to have Manny Pacquiao on All Access. And then vice versa, Showtime, like for example, if they have an HBO face-off with Max Kellerman, that would be more beneficial to Showtime, more beneficial to HBO. So, I don't want to spend too much time on that, but just seeing them together, it couldn't happen. It couldn't happen, and that's for business purposes. But you have to take what you can get. This is when fans start being all picky and choosy and all that shit. To my small man, they should have this and that. Like, just be happy you get in the fight. That's all. Just be happy you get in the fight. Let me see what else. We talked about Pacquiao will wear. They will wear their respective gloves. Pacquiao will wear the 8-ounce Reyes gloves. Mayweather will wear his 8-ounce Grant orthopedic gloves, his specially made orthopedic gloves. We talked about the location. Mayweather Promotions is going to be. Now let's talk about that. Mayweather Promotions is going to be the main promotional company. But at the same time, Mayweather Promotions is not necessarily a large enough standalone company to produce a fight like this alone. So they need the expertise of Top Rank because Top Rank is established. Now, basically what I'm saying is, to simplify it, is that Mayweather Promotions is just basically brand new. We don't even know who their CEO is, Leonard Ellaby. But at the same time, according to the demand, and you should know how Mayweather works, is that he wanted to be Mayweather Promotions. Even if Top Rank is doing all that behind the scenes work, he wanted it to be Mayweather Promotions. Even though Top Rank is an established promoter, a promotional company, and Mayweather Promotions is not. They wanted to be Mayweather Promotions, you know. So it's difficult, and I understand people want to. I'm giving you the news, so I understand you want to twist it around and be like, no, Mayweather Promotions could have promoted this and all that. No, they couldn't. It's not. They just got their promoter's license, and they still have a lot of internal strife because we don't know what's going on with the Leonard Ellaby situation, and also like the company is not fully formed yet. It's not fully formed. I'm sorry. That's why when I was hearing stuff like Miguel Cotto versus Mayweather 2. Cotto versus Mayweather. Excuse me, Mayweather versus Cotto 2 at 160. I'm thinking to myself, who's going to promote the event? Miguel Cotto Promotions and then Mayweather Promotions together? Like no, like both of them like inexperienced. Like, you know, it's stuff like that I look at. So we talked about the promoters. We talked about the 24/7 and all access. Let me see the cost of the pay-per-view. $89.95, 60-40 split. The fight is to generate, you know, somewhere around $400 million. Mayweather's going to make 150 plus. Now that's just guaranteed. He's going to make 150 plus. You know, Manny Pacquiao is going to make about, you know, and I'm talking about just put it this way. I don't care what you say about Manny Pacquiao. I don't care the fact that you say he got knocked out. I don't care whatever you say. He's making $100 million. After everything, he's making $100 million. And then, my God, do you know what's going to happen in the Philippines? Do you know what's going to happen do you know, like, honestly, think about it. If you know the Manny Pacquiao situation and how loved he is over there, do you know what's going to happen in the Philippines? People are going to be standing on top of each other. It's going to be like 1 million people in the streets watching. It's going to be like, they're going to be having house parties on their phone. You know, like 10, 20 people watching on their phone, taping the phone to the wall. Taping their smartphone to the wall. Like, I'm trying to get you fans to understand. Like, I understand that everything is still fresh. Everything is still new. But let's see what Eddie Hearn has to say. Give me 1 minute. I'm T-Street Controversy. This is T-Street Controversy Live.
A performance where, you know, the likes of Joshua and Fury are going to sit back and say, what? We can't get in the ring with this guy. Maybe Price is a quality heavyweight. And by the way, he is very, very hard. Potentially one of the hardest punches in the division. But just for me, it wasn't a performance that people are going to be sharing.
No, if you're saying it's not a sizzling statement, you'll put Anthony Joshua, your man, in with him pretty soon.
I'll do that. Listen, I think if you did a poll right now, who would win the fight out of Anthony Joshua and David Price? I think we know what the answer would be, but Anthony Joshua is still learning. He's had 10 fights. David Price is still a quality heavyweight. That's a fight that is going to be a huge fight, and that is a fight.
All right, I agree. I thought he was going to be talking. I'm sure he's going to be talking about it because they've been talking about it. I'm watching Paul Smith versus Arthur Abraham versus Paul Smith too for the 168-pound WBO title. But like, understand, this is not just a regular fight. Understand that. You know how many Filipinos are going to be in Las Vegas? Like, understand. Now, going back to what's going on in the Philippines. Understand. This man's got a whole country. I wouldn't be surprised if they all fly over here. I wouldn't be surprised if they coming over here in boats and makeshift planes. I would not be surprised if they're making their way over here right now. They love Manny Pacquiao so much they're going to be sleeping on the streets. It's going to be world peace. It's going to be world peace when Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather are going to be into the ring. Crime rate is going to drop. Crime rate is going to be low. In my opinion, this is bigger than any Super Bowl. And I know it's going to be debatable, but any Super Bowl, because if it's two names you know, even if you do not watch boxing, you know Floyd Mayweather and you know Manny Pacquiao. And why do you know each other even if you don't watch boxing? Because somewhere along the lines you heard somewhere, oh, Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao would be a big fight, but they'll never fight. Now, look looking at the fact that when you come to my channel, this is T Street Controversy, T Street Controversy Live. I'm a video reporter for RealCombatMedia.com. I cover every single major fight live, and I'm going to live events now. Looking at how big this fight is, I'm going to be honest with you. I have everything that a promoter, would want from a member of the media as far as representing and promoting and spreading awareness throughout the event. I understand that, but I got to be personally honest with you. Me personally, I feel that I'm going to have a hard time getting to the event. And it's not because of me. It's going to be because you're going to have people like, put it this way. I went to Hopkins versus Kovalev. To be perfectly honest with you, I was kind of disgusted when I was seeing like members of the media just not doing nothing, or people who's supposed to be media getting into the fight and not doing nothing. I'm thinking like, if it's me, what I'm going to be doing at Mayweather versus Pacquiao. And also, not to toot my own horn, but you know how big that would be if I was in Vegas covering that fight, going to the press conference and shit. I guarantee you I would get more views than everybody. But at the same time, that's why in the months of March and April, I'm going to be doing what they call turning up. There's so many different fights. I know for sure that I'm covering Klitschko versus Jennings live as a member of the media. I'm trying to get to, I'm going to be covering Danny Garcia versus Lamont Peterson and Peter Quiller versus Andy Lee. But I don't know, in what capacity. I'm working on that right now. But what I have to do is make sure that when I go to apply for my stuff, that these people know, like, listen, T Street not coming here to bullshit around. T Street coming here to work. I already understand. I'm probably not even going to be able to watch the fight until probably like that Monday when I land back home. I understand all that, but at the same time, I know it's my job. Like, as far as like, it's a dream. Like, literally, it's a dream. Like, when I look at like what all I've worked for on YouTube, is to get to this point. And it's crazy how so many good things are happening at the same time. And it is a lot of pressure. And when I say pressure, is because, for example, I'm going to be on Sky Sports Boxing Toe-to-Toe podcast. So I'm going to be on there with a very well-known and respected global boxing pundit in Spencer Farron. So therefore, when I go on there, I got to be up to par with my knowledge. And also, I'm always in a position where I got to prove people wrong, because I'm sure, let's talk about it. I'm sure there's probably those Sky Sports people like, oh, this guy's crazy. You sure you're going to be? But no, listen, I take this seriously. And also, oh wait, I gotta listen to this. See, I'm sorry, because I watch so much boxing.
No, he's definitely overtaken twice now. And like you say, he's probably due he's shot the world title. But I think just on Price to be a good fight at their stages of their career. Definitely kind of at a crossroads, aren't they? So that'd be, Price does that, doesn't not much.
My bad. See, what burns me up is like, I don't know, like I hate the fact that I can't DVR. Oh, I'm sorry, Al Haymon. Oh, thank you, Al Haymon. Thank you, Al Haymon, so much. If you don't know who Al Haymon is, oh yeah, let's talk about this. Did you think, honestly, did you think that this man, with everything that he has going on with NBC, CBS, Premier Boxing Champions in the whole, all those fighters, that he was going to allow Floyd Mayweather not to fight Manny Pacquiao? Honestly. Now, I understand when it comes to certain fights that he's in the way of. For example, Leo Santa Cruz versus Guillermo Rigondeaux. But at the same time, you have to think that this man is about his business. And he's smart enough to know that Floyd Mayweather has a shelf life. And he's smart enough to know that if Floyd Mayweather is making his biggest payday, if Floyd Money Mayweather is making his biggest payday, then guess who else is also making their biggest payday? Thank you, Al Haymon. Thank you so much. So, with everything he's trying to do, he has investors, yes. But with everything he's trying to do, he could sure use that nice chunk of money he's going to be getting from Floyd Mayweather. Now, I understand, he only takes about 15%, whatever the case may be. But the fact that he's somewhat of he is a promoter. Let's just say Al Haymon is a promoter. Yes, he's an advisor, but he's a promoter. So, I don't knock his hustle. It's just that I get pissed off as a boxing fan when, we see that shenanigans with fights that we want to see. But it's 2015 and he's shown us, especially guys like me, guys in the media. Isn't that my dog snoring? Guys like me in the media, he's given us so much content to cover. And it was hard for me to believe that he was going to be doing this PBC on NBC thing. And then once, I heard that he was going to be working with CBS, I said, oh, it's okay. All right, yeah. So they're going to be announcing that shit soon. Meaning Mayweather versus Pacquiao. Because when it comes to the let's move this thing that you were hearing so long ago, it was true to an extent. Because what you get on my channel, T Street Controversy Live, is you're going to get the news that the mainstream media cannot tell you. So therefore, do you honestly think that Steven Espinoza, the head of Showtime Sports, was going to keep his job if Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao was not made? Do you think that Showtime, CBS, when they signed Floyd Mayweather to that $230 million plus, now that $230 million plus guaranteed is going to turn into like maybe $500 million? He's going to make from this Showtime contract. Isn't that crazy? Close to, if not $500 million, he's going to make from that Showtime contract. So, do you think that they were just going to let him just get on his steed and just sail off into the sunset? No, it's just like that's not how business works. It's not how business works. As time goes on, right now we need to get the details of the fight out of the way. We need to get the details of the fight out of the way. And you know me. If you've been following me, I do multiple videos. So now that the fight is official, I'm going to be doing multiple videos to the point where no one's going to do more videos than me. So when you want, if you want a video where we're going to talk about stylistic breakdown, oh my God, I cannot wait to talk about that, because that's when I feel, put it this way. A lot of people say to me, like, why don't you ever talk about, styles and how they're going to break it down and everything like that? Because truth be told, it really doesn't interest me, because I can't talk. Like, I know all of it. I can talk about it, but at the same time, I can't flow with it live, like I do. But with a fight like that, don't get it wrong, I can do it. But with a fight like that, I can't wait, because I know that I'm going to get so much shit, because I say that Manny Pacquiao is going to beat Floyd Mayweather and he's going to beat him bad. But see, this is what I want you to do. I want you to Google Section 8. Google Section 8. Section 8 is low-income housing. Now, in that low-income housing, you usually find hood rats. And when it comes to boxing, I look at boxing fans that force their opinion on you, ones that cannot debate, but they force their opinion. Like when people say shit like, you's a fucking idiot. How is Floyd Mayweather going to beat Manny? How is Manny Pacquiao going to beat Floyd Mayweather? He's never going to win. He has zero chance. I consider you a Section 8 hood rat boxing fan, because you can't debate. Because if you tell me a fighter has zero chance, and then you start yelling and screaming, and I'm talking about people I've interacted with in person, you start yelling and screaming like, how is he going to be? Floyd Mayweather's undefeated. He never lost. How? He barely be getting hit. And I understand that you're supporting, but then when I say, listen, is Floyd, how many left hands is Floyd? Like, okay, I tell you what, look at the faces of Manny Pacquiao's last 15 opponents after he's been done. I understand that. My personal opinion is, now I'm going to do an in-depth video on this later on down the line, but my personal opinion is that Floyd Mayweather will not be able to outwork Manny Pacquiao. Floyd Mayweather will not be able to give Manny Pacquiao like that one punch that will keep Manny Pacquiao off of him. We saw the best punch Timothy Bradley have to offer, and he literally lifted Manny Pacquiao out of his shoes. So I'm asking you, listen, his last significant knockout was against Ricky Hatton. The same thing goes for Manny Pacquiao. I don't count Victor Ortiz. Why? But his last significant knockout was Ricky Hatton. And I'm thinking to myself, the man wears orthopedic gloves. Why? It's because he has his hands are brittle. That's been known. That's been known. And it's certain controversial things. It's like, listen, Why do the man keep fighting in Las Vegas? It's certain stuff like that where it's like, you know, fans, you should educate yourselves more. Like a fight like this should have been in front of 100,000 people. Why does he keep fighting in Vegas? I understand all that, but listen, Floyd Mayweather, he is very strong. And we've heard many times that he hits harder than you think, or we may think, but at the same time, all boxers do. But when we think about, like, listen, what Manny Pacquiao had to endure from when he literally jumped, when he literally threw his face into Juan Manuel Marquez's timed punch, a punch Marquez been working on for years. You keep judging Pacquiao off that knockout. That's why I say it's hard to debate because you're Section 8 boxing fans. You know, hood rat boxing fans. And because what it is I'll listen to you say Floyd Mayweather will outbox him. Floyd Mayweather is just too defensively sound. He's going to do what Timothy Bradley did in the first Manny Pacquiao fight. I understand that, but at the same time, I'm not going to tell you, no, zero chance. It's not going to happen. Come on, boxing fans, step your level up. You know, like, I hate bias ass, and you know, that word gets thrown at me a lot. But at the same time, I acknowledge that Floyd Mayweather can outbox the shit out of Manny Pacquiao. Do I think he will do it? No. But at the same time, when you think like the fact that, yo, Floyd Mayweather is going to knock out, Manny Pacquiao is going to beat the dog shit out of Floyd Mayweather. It's like, no. I cannot be thinking, they be having tantrums. Fuck, they be having, like, Mayweather fans. I'm talking about Soul Mayweather, they be having tantrums. No. Anyway, I'm T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. Right now, going to be covering Paul Smith, Arthur Abraham versus Paul Smith 2. Gennady Golovkin versus Martin Murray. Right down below, what I'm going to do is a link to the actual media call for Mayweather versus Pacquiao. It was released right after the announcement. Now, I missed the call, went good. But at the same time, my homie, Hoop Jab, Neil, right down below. So therefore, if you want to know the intricate details from the HBO, the president of HBO Sports, Ken Hirschman, the details, the link is right below. Now, there's going to be more videos coming, yes, because there's going to be so much more to talk about. For example, what I'm hearing is that Mayweather special is going to be airing on April the 18th. You know, with the Chavez from Farah fight. So, as time goes on, you know, I'm going to do more videos, of course, you know, so all the updates, I'm going to give them to you, you know, and if, like I said, I've told you everything. So let's go back over it again. They're going to be wearing the gloves of their choice. What is it? 8 ounces. $89.95 for standard definition. And like, come on, really, who's still buying standard definition? So basically, you know, to watch the pay-per-view, you're going to be paying $100+. It's going to be in the MGM Grand. It's going to be promoted by Mayweather Promotions. You'll see banners, Mayweather Promotions. It's going to be top ranked, like real small. Even though they'll probably be doing most of the promotional work, you know, because they're established. 60-40 split. You know, for those people who said Manny Pacquiao should have took the $40 million, you know, I'm going to do a whole nother video on that because honestly, that goes to show you right there, like the education of certain boxing fans would say he should have took that $40 million. He should have took that $40 million flat rate. Do you know what $40 million is? Like how low of a percentage of $40 million is of 300, 400 million? You know, so it is what it is. T Street Controversy, T Street Controversy Live, RealCombatMedia.com. I cover every single major fight live. T Street Controversy on Twitter, T Street Controversy on Instagram, T Street Controversy on Vine, whatever. But listen, I take this seriously. I'm not just some guy that just, I take boxing serious. I haven't slept since it was announced. I haven't slept. I take this really, really seriously. So if a guy like me says a fight is happening, it's happening. I don't get credit for the little stuff like Gary Russell Jr. versus Jenny Gonzalez, Andre Berto versus Jose Zito Lopez. But when something like this happens, right now, I'm over all that, you know, like, give me credit, I was right and you were wrong. I'm over all that stuff. Let's talk about the fight. You know, let's put all the bullshit aside and let's just talk about the fight. You know, so if you want to attack me, whatever the case may be, let's talk about the fight. I'm done with it. I'm done with all the BS. It's obvious right now that I'm at another level. People keep telling me the same shit like, yo, you're at a different level. You're way above them now. Why you keep addressing them? I'm done. I'm telling you that I'm done. You're not going to be seeing me making no videos. Mayweather versus Pacquiao is official. You're not going to be seeing me making no videos like, oh, no. And plus, you know, I'm with Sky Sports now. God damn it. T-Street Controversy Live.